Heidi ho YouTube, Major Cord here, and I came home today to discover that the postman had delivered me a nice package from eBay. I know exactly what's in here because, of course, I ordered it. This is another Camillus knife. You know, I've been bitten by the collecting bug, so naturally I'm going to open it with a Camillus knife. This is the Camillus Cub Scout knife, vintage, I think it's like mid-1970s, 50s to 70s. But the knives I've shown you so far I've taken the time to clean up and sharpen, and I figured I'd just show you what they're like sometimes when they come fresh from the package. And I'm pretty sure, because I ordered two this past week, both identical knives from different time periods, I'm pretty sure this is the better of the two, so hopefully this isn't in too poor of condition, but we shall see. Let's make sure I'm not showing anything vital here. Okay, yeah, just wrapped in paper. But this is a TL-29 electrician's knife. These are produced by many different companies, including Camillus, from, actually I have no idea when they were, when they began production, but they're still in production by many companies. Rough Rider makes them, Marbles makes them. A lot of the companies that produce traditional style slip joint knives produce these knives. You know, you have a pen blade, which is on a back spring. This one has a nice half stop. And you have a screwdriver, which is also on the back spring, but also locks with a, I want to say brass liner lock? Yes. But this one here, judging by the tang stamp, come on, focus, is supposedly, there we go. This tang stamp was used by Camillus right toward the end of their production run, so we're talking like late 70s, 80s, or possibly the late 80s to the end of production, so like 1988 to the 90s, something like that. But so this is definitely a newer knife, and from the eBay listing, this knife is just pure military surplus, has never actually been used, and has actually never been sharpened, and by the feel of it, that is actually quite correct. Let me get some printer paper here, and I will test this theory. Yeah, this is a good sharp knife. I mean, it isn't a perfect edge, and I'm looking through the viewfinder, so I can't see in perfect detail. I'm going to take it off camera for a second. Yeah, it isn't a perfect edge. I'm probably going to, actually, I'm definitely going to resharpen it. You know, to my preferred 40-degree bevel and everything. But this is a knife in very good condition. And I only paid, I think, $15 for it. There is next to no rusting or pitting. In fact, I don't think there's any on this knife. The insides are clean. My lighting sucks right now, so I'm actually going to pull out a flashlight and show you this, if I can get out of my pocket. The insides are clean, and there's actually, because there's some on my finger, there's still some factory grease on this thing. So what I have is essentially a, 20-some-odd-year-old Camillus knife in factory condition. This is pretty damn nice. I'm not gonna lie, I'm impressed by this. And this will be a user for me. I mean, not like a heavy user, but I'll carry this. Bale's in good condition, no rust. The handles have a bit of scratching on them. They're Darylin or plastic or something like that. The other one I ordered has wood handles, because it's an earlier production model. See, this is an odd feeling, having to disengage a liner lock and then forcing down a back spring to disengage the screwdriver. But as you can see, this has been carried a bit, it looks like, just because there's a bit of scratching and wear marks on it, but it's nowhere near as bad as, you know, a knife like this, where you can tell it's been used and used and used and used and loved and used some more. So, yeah, I'm very impressed with this. When you can find knives from companies that no longer exist in this good of condition, snatch them up. Definitely snatch them up. I'll make a video about the other TL-29 that I picked up, and I'll show you just what lovely condition that knife is in. And of course, that's a different case, because that's a much older knife that has, you know, possibly even been to war. So the condition that's in is totally understandable. But I actually purchased this knife first, and then that one secondly. Secondly, that's a word. But that one's going to be purely for the collection, and you'll see why. But this one's going to be a user, just because it's in such beautiful condition, and it's a unique knife. I mean, it reminds me of a trapper. You know, it has two blades. But I think a knife that has a screwdriver as a secondary blade is just cool. And these are very strong back springs, so my fingernails are peeling back trying to open them. What little fingernails I have. But this is a thick screwdriver here. Very secure, no wiggle. You could use this for a light pry bar if you really needed to, and I'm pretty sure people did. These are issued to the military for a long time, and I think they might still be. I'm not sure. Various companies that make them might still have military contracts. If anyone cares to look that up, do it. I encourage you to. So, here's my newest acquisition. I'll probably spray this down with a bit of WD-40 just to get the factory grease out of it, because I mean, I can feel it's a bit scummy, and just it's old and musty feeling. But I'll clean it up, scrub it out with a toothbrush probably, and just lube it up with my own lube. And all I use for lube on my knives, I made a video about it last year, is Crosman Pelican oil. So I'll put a couple dabs of that in the back springs. It's the same thing I did to this knife. And that'll help expel any residual grease and muck in the case of this knife. And this knife will be perfectly usable after it gets resharpened. Quick video to show you the flip side of eBay knives. The last one I showed you, also a TL-29 electrician's knife from Camillus, came very nice and clean. This one, not so much. Of course, the other one was, you know, like only 20 years old. This one is, if I can get the blade open, from, you know, the early 1940s. I think this tang stamp means a date of production of 1941 to 1946. So it's the same age as that Easy Open Jack I have. And in fact, since this knife was often used by the armed forces, this could easily have seen service with the military. So, I don't know the history of this knife. It could have, you know, had quite an interesting life. But this knife is in, you know, not too good condition. I didn't pay a lot of money for it. I paid $8 total, so maybe $4.99 I think it was on eBay, plus shipping, maybe $4 as well. If I can get the damn screwdriver open. The wood handles, the last one had plastic handles, but the wood handles are, you know, well worn, and they feel a bit grimy, so I'm going to use some wood rejuvenator on that to see if I can bring back some natural color. The blades have a patina to them, which is to be expected with older carbon steel, and they are slightly rusty in some places. That I don't mind. That's actually kind of cool, you know, on an older knife like this. However, what I do need to fix, and I'm probably going to do so by soaking the knife in WD-40. I'm not sure about that yet, because I do have to check if WD-40 will harm the wood. If it will, then I'm just going to spray a shit ton of it on the inside, is this. And I'm going to angle my light just to see if I can get it in here. Let's see what I can do. Can you guys see that? There is a ton of red rust in there. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this because my light is flickering, but there is, yeah, you really can't see that, but there is a good amount of red rust that has made itself home in there. Ah, there you go. Just overuse over the years, lack of care, and I just opened this maybe an hour ago, so I have not touched it yet. Where did I put my light to get that? There you go. It's just an old, well-loved and poorly cared for knife. So I need to clean it out. Hopefully I can fix a lot of the rust issues without ruining the patina, because this is a very nice patina on this blade. There is some pitting, like, come on, focus. Thank you, camera. There is some pitting, like, right under the nail neck, but, I mean, what are you going to do? This knife has probably had a very hard life. And it actually seems to me like someone attempted to sharpen the screwdriver blade, because it feels, you know, like there's an edge to it. Like, after someone wore away the main blade, they attempted to sharpen the screwdriver blade. So, this knife is definitely just going to be a drawer queen. I'm not even going to bother sharpening the main blade. It's a lost cause at this point because so much of it has been worn away. But I do want to see if I can get rid of the rust and rejuvenate the wooden handles, because, you know, it'll be cool to see if I can bring back some life to it. And if I really can't, then it's really, you know, no harm done. The knife has seen its days, so it's kind of like that old junker car that, you know, you can try to fix up, and if it turns out to be a pile of shit, then you can only polish a turd so far, right? So, that's that, and just wanted to show this off a bit. The light, for those of you that are wondering, because I bet at least one or two of you are, is a light from Deal Extreme, the, where is it? MXDL 3 watt. I'll probably have a review on this sometime soon once the companion light to it comes in the mail. Because with Deal Extreme you have to wait about a month and a half or so for your products to arrive. But there's a smaller version that I wanted to get and test out a bit before I review it. So, there's that. But thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed seeing this a bit. I will clean this up and carry the newer Camillus TL-29 that I have a bit, and then I will throw out a review on the two of them, because I think they're very cool knives, and, you know, since the TL-29 is still made by various companies, it'll be nice to, you know, have that information out there. So, thanks for watching. Take care.